Athletes are known for all of their fame and fortune after being super successful in whatever sport they chose. Many also often find themselves surrounded by women or men, which leads to a certain problem. Some of these athletes end up having a lot of children. Some only have a few, whilst others have quite a lot. So stay tuned to today's video as we will discuss the top 10 athletes with the most children from throughout the sporting world. Number 10, Shawn Kemp, 7 children with 6 women. The first athlete on this list is Shawn Kemp, who is famous for his many off-court antics. He's known for his ferocious attacks, while being drunk and throwing things down on many defenders around the court. These off-court antics also end up with him having reportedly 7 children with 6 different women. Shawn Kemp Jr. is his eldest son and plays for the University of Washington. Currently, he hopes to possess the same on-court skills as his father, but obviously not continue those that are off-court. These off-court issues have plagued a lot of this career and left him with a bunch of legal troubles throughout his time. These include having a firearm, being under investigation for drug possession, and even being arrested for a misdemeanor whilst having marijuana possession back in 2006. After he left the NBA, he attempted numerous times to make it back as he struggled to pay child support for all those kids he racked up. Number 9, Mike Tyson, 8 children with an unknown quantity of women. Mike Tyson makes it to the list here at number 9. It would be hard to misbehave with a father like Mike Tyson around, as he is known as Iron Mike for being the most intimidating personality in sports history. Throughout his lifetime, he has fathered 8 children to a currently unknown number of women, and has his oldest daughter from his second wife as his own right now. Sadly, one of his children actually passed away when she was just 4 years old, as she was tangled in a cord after her brother found her. Mike Tyson's also been known for his money troubles over the last few years, as he admitted to living check to check. He said he was totally broke at one point, yet he had a lot of fun in his early days and is very grateful for what he had. He said he doesn't deserve the wife that he had and doesn't deserve the kids they had, but is very grateful for where he is in life. Number 8, Muhammad Ali, 9 children with 5 women. The greatest boxer of all time makes it into the list as number 8. He's also known as the finest athlete of all time and has a large family to boot. This boxing legend had 4 children with his second wife, 2 daughters with his third wife, and even an adopted son with his fourth wife. On top of all these kids, he also has another 2 daughters from an extramarital relationship. This brings his children's total to 9 kids, as they have 7 daughters and 2 sons with 5 different women. His skills for pursuing clearly extend out of the ring, as even one of his daughters followed in his footsteps when they became an insanely good boxer herself. She ended her career back in 2007 with an undefeated record of 25 wins, 21 of those being by knockout. Number 7, Willie Anderson, 9 children with 7 women. Willie Anderson isn't that famous of an NBA player. Does he actually spend most of his time during the peak of his career fathering 9 children with 7 different women? He was the 10th pick back in 1988 of the NBA draft by the San Antonio Spurs. He spent 6 years with San Antonio and then moved to Toronto, New York, Miami, and then on to Europe. During 2003, he lost basically all of his money as he deferred his contract, meaning that they didn't pay him out. The cash was split out amongst the IRS and 3 of the women he had children with, as he couldn't pay child support. We have no idea how much money he owed at the time, but the judge stated that there wasn't enough money to go around. This was a lose-lose situation for everyone, and Willie Anderson will be known exactly for this. Number 6, Jason Caffey, 10 children with 8 women. Former NBA player Jason Caffey has so many children that they could all play a full-court game of basketball against each other. Caffey was selected by the Chicago Bulls with the 20th pick in the 1995 draft, which made him fortunate enough to play alongside Michael Jordan. Caffey won 2 rings with the Bulls in 1996 and 97 before going on to play with the Golden State Warriors and Milwaukee Bucks over his career. Caffey fathered more children than his points per game average, 7.3, which has unsurprisingly generated plenty of child support problems. Number 5, Travis Henry, 11 children with 10 women. Travis Henry actually moved into the double digits territory with a shocking 11 children to 10 different women. Whilst the ratio isn't as terrible as some of the other members on this list, 11 children's definitely more than most. He played for 7 seasons in the NFL with the Buffalo Bills, Tennessee Titans, and even the Denver Broncos. Sadly, even an NFL player's wage was not able to keep up with this amount of kids, and not much child support needed to be paid. He had a small army of children, and this was an ongoing issue for Henry. He was arrested back in 2009 in Florida after failing to pay around $16,000 in child support. He was also known for drug trafficking, which led him to 3 years in federal prison for financing a cocaine trafficking operation in 2009. Number 4, Evander Holyfield, 11 children with 6 women. Evander Holyfield is one of the most important boxers of all time and continued to box pretty well into his late 40s. He loved getting back in the ring and felt like that was what his life needed. One thing after another, he tried to set a record for outside of the ring was how many children he could have, as he had 11 children with 6 different women. He had 2 children out of wedlock and in 2013 failed to pay over $500,000 in child support. Despite having a fortune of around $230 million from being in ring so much, most of the money went to gambling and 3 messy divorces. Of course, as much as he could spend on all of that, little went to his offspring, leading him to be in incredible debt for child support. Number 3, George Foreman, 12 children with 4 women. Another boxer makes it onto our list with George Foreman after having 12 children and adopted daughters to 4 women. He named all of his sons George apart from a daughter called Georgette. This is a weird name scheme that he said you were going to remember his family's name forever, which makes a lot of sense for one of the best boxers of all time. He took pride in being a father and said that you can have as many ex-wives or ex-husbands as you want, but you can't have any ex-children. Number 2, Antonio Cromartie, 12 children with 8 women. New York Jets cornerback Antonio Cromartie has a whopping 12 children with 8 different women. And at 31 years old, he may just well add to this tally if someone doesn't teach him how to practice safe sex soon. He'd been married to Tarika Kaysen from Candy Girls since 2010, with 4 of his 12 kids coming from this relationship. In 2010, Cromartie's outstanding child support payments were taken care of by the Jets, something a lot of athletes would be more than jealous of. Finally, number 1, Calvin Murphy, 14 children with 9 women. Most people consider 3 or 4 children to be a lot, but former Rockets player Calvin Murphy has a jaw-dropping 14 children and 9 different women. That must be one interesting family tree to draw up, but the Hall of Famer has a somewhat tarnished reputation due to allegations made in 2004. Murphy was accused of sexually abusing 5 of his daughters, all of whom were born outside of his marriage. The 2 daughters born in wedlock came to his defense, and he was eventually acquitted of these charges after there was no physical evidence. Despite being acquitted, Murphy's reputation was damaged, and many already disapproved of his actions in terms of being unfaithful to his wife and knocking up women all over the country. Although he's a Hall of Famer and had an impressive career in the NBA, Murphy is now best known for his fertility. That was our top 10 list of athletes with the most children from throughout the sporting industry. We hope you enjoyed going through all of these guys' family history and realized how many children people can truly have. Let us know down in the comment section below your thoughts on all of this. And that is the end of today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment below, and of course subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you so much for watching today's video. We'll see you in the next one.